Welcome back. You're still watching Nile TV International, and I'm honored to be having with me over the phone to continue the coverage for the first day of the parliamentary elections here in Egypt is Dr. Monica William, the international relations expert. Dr. Monica, thank you very much for being with us tonight on Nile TV International.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
How did you see the first day for the Egyptians casting their votes and casting their ballots in the House of Representatives elections?
Yes, preparation for the first day and of the first phase indeed wasn't limited to equipment or logistics. It's including public information campaigns, listed certifications, and rapid response team for complaint and coordination with civil society observers. Coordination which is authorized to monitor voting. The national authority, of course, digital communication also channels and hotline services were intended to reduce misinformation and guide voters to their assigned polling stations. When these elements work together, they reduce any obstacles that produce a problem which translate into broader of course, political governance. At the same time, we have to talk about the arrangement or logistics, of course, that demonstrate different interagency coordination. Polling stations staffed and supplied with ballot materials and stamped equipment, and this, of course, reflects the National Election Authority and the Ministry of Interior and Health and Local Development. Security permitted to safeguard voting sites and manage crowd flow and ensure accessibility measures and target transportation for the elderly and mobility impaired voters. So this, of course, is very important, and as you know that the opening of the first day, which is across 40 governments, represents both a technical exercise in electoral management and political signal about state capacity and civic legitimacy. Domestic polling station at the first day, which include many governors opened on schedule, and authorities reported that nearly all stations become operational on time, and a logical achievement reduced any risk of early day connection or administrative complaints.
Monica, how did you see the turnout, not just for today, as we did see the Egyptian expatriates casting their votes in the parliamentary elections or the elections for the House of Representatives on Friday and Saturday. So how did you see the turnout for the Egyptians living abroad in 14 different governorates, the turnout for the candidates in those governorates, and for the first day of the parliamentary elections within Egypt for today? Do you expect it to be even higher for tomorrow?
I guess it will be higher, as it's a very important today. It's that for a lot of elections. The second day is the vital and critical, not allowed the first one. And we have also a standard in this figures. Egypt's diplomatic network played a crucial and personal as the Egyptian approach, which is voting earlier on 7 and 8 November. It enabled impasses, and it reflects a higher turnover. And as we see that such facilitation is politically significant, it affirms that state commitment to also enfranchise and project an image of administrative reach and inclusively approach, and of course in Egypt.
How did you see, Doctor, the facilities given by the National Elections Authority for the voters and for the candidates even to be marking the parliamentary elections a success this time around?
Of course, the Egyptian citizens' participation in this election, which campaigns sense of national duty with an evolving political structure aimed at ensure social and over cycles, the House of Representative Action have demonstrated a cumulative and evolving democratic experience. So recent electoral sounds have been characterized by organized procedures, growing public engagement, both as we mentioned earlier, home and abroad, and it also reflects a firm state commitment to logistical and legal safeguards that ensure integrity and transparency. A special facilitation measure have been also introduced to enable the participation of persons with disabilities, for instance, the elderly and the Egyptian with all segments, and it's very important when we talk about the Egypt primary election at all. It represents a renewed democratic exercise that underscores the idea that informed popular participation is the true guarantee of sustained political reform, and it's a very important point and comprehensive development. Every vote cast in this election, we have to address this point, is a step forward toward a more representative, just and stable future and it's of course reinforce citizens' trust in their state and its constitutional institutions.
How do you see, Doctor, the importance of having international observers on the ground in different governorates? For today, for example, we have had a big governorate like Giza, another one like Alexandria. What is the importance of having international observers coming from different parts of the world, coming from different global institutions to be overseeing the parliamentary elections here in Egypt, especially on the first day?
Of course, I guess it's around 86 international platforms and outlets, which is it's very important for them to follow up and monitor the election and how it's going on ground. As you know also that the role of social media, for instance, is in covering election and public events. It's not for the international outlets, but also social media become a very important component of this political communication or civic engagement. Let's assume that platforms such as Facebook and X and Instagram, of course, it serves as a real-time tool for information, communication, or enable citizens to follow developments directly from official sources and media outlets, or from international media, as we see. And this accurate information reaches around the world quickly. Beyond that, it's very important to allow for more interactive form of what's happened in Egypt on ground and what stands to on the international level.
Yes. On the other hand, Doctor, how do you see the importance of the participation of the Egyptian expatriates, for example, in the past couple of days in the parliamentary elections? What are their main priorities, the main wishes from the upcoming House of Representatives?
Of course, the participants of Egyptian in this elections, it's both inside or abroad, holds proven significance and strength, and it's not practical expression of citizens and belonging. It sends a clear message from citizens that they committed to their national duty, and they wait, of course, for the return of this democratic, which is translates to public policy which handles hot issues, of course, economic and social and political one, and it also sends confidence of this citizen in state institution and the constitutional framework, and it contributes to the legitimacy and the credibility of the democratic process. Of course, high voter turnout reflects Egypt's political maturity and social awareness, which strengthens the Egypt image before the international community. So the participation represents an act of national responsibility for what's next, for what this Parliament will tackle. Of course, the nature of these topics, the priorities of the public policy of Egypt for the future.
What, in your opinion, are the main files that should be and could be tackled by the House of Representatives?
Of course, there is a lot of topics which is urgent nowadays. Of course, the local law, I guess it's very important to help Egypt to create calibers for the next and upcoming elections, for whether it's the Parliament and another. And there is a lot of a lot of law which is pending from the previous one. So I guess it's very important, and there are a lot of law which is or topics or policies which is needed to tackle, like the law for healthcare and for specific fields that it needs to tackle and follow.
Yes, Dr. Monica William, in your opinion, we have seen the expatriates going and voting and casting their ballots in the parliamentary elections for the Egyptian expatriates on Friday and Saturday. Do you think that this will be reflecting positively on the amount of investments, the amount of remittances that could be heading into Egypt following the election of a new House of Representatives?
Of course, this will be reflected, and it actually reflects which has happened. If I'm right, and I got your question, it's very important, and it reflects on the ongoing one, and it's the citizen daily life through the law. It passes and political overseas. So the House approved several crucial pieces of legislation such as comprehensive, of course, health insurance, and this is very important. And another one, the personal data protection law, for important violation law, and this law has significantly influenced healthcare access and labor rights. So it's very important, and it reflects the political participation and the importance of the, even as you say, the participation of Egyptian abroad.
Yes, Dr. Monica, and we have mentioned the investments, but we should be mentioning the new capital that we are having nowadays, the new cities that we have seen being constructed under the tenure of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. So whenever an Egyptian citizen is heading to the polling stations, what could he expect in the near future, in this field in specific, in terms of the infrastructure and transportation? Because we have seen yesterday the inauguration of Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli of the high-speed train as well.
If we try to focus on, for instance, a new administrative capital, as you see, it stands as one of the most significant examples of Egypt's strategic transformation. In fact, because it's very transnational urban development project, and rather comprehensive vision to build a modern administrative, as you see, or as you mentioned, specifically the infrastructure and the economic hub that embodies the concept of a new republic. And this, of course, the mechanism of the political system nowadays. And politically, this investment represents as a start point for a more efficient and transparent governance. And it has designed to host smart investments or smart government institutional and digital infrastructures that enhance coordination and accountability, coordination between the legislative authority and the executive one. And of course, this transformation reflects Egypt's also commitment to institutional modernization and strength public and investors confidence alike. So it's economic front. This project serves as a magnet for both local and foreign investment, generating massive employment opportunities, stimulate growth across key sectors such as construction, technology, infrastructure, and service. Moreover, it's help to tackle this population pressure on Cairo, while positioning Egypt also as a regional model for sustainable urban development, and looking forward to have state planning. Egypt is plan or what's the plan for future.
Yes, Dr. Monica William, the international relations expert. Thank you very much for being with us tonight on Nile TV International. And this brings us to the end of this special coverage coming your way from Nile TV International, and the first day of the parliamentary elections being held here in Egypt. Stay tuned for more to come your way.